We've got for Updates on Sports, Aaron Akirjala Johnson from Qatar. And Aaron, over to you. I hear you've got one of the biggest things to unveil to us today. Aaron, how are you? Can you hear me? Oh.
Yes, Rufai, good morning to you. I must say I have the most powerful man in football beside me. It's an honor to speak to you again. This is the second time you're appearing live on Arise News. I want to say thank you very much for honoring us today.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure. Hello, everybody.
Okay. So, Gianni, I want to hear from you. Give us an overview of the World Cup. A lot of people have their opinions, but from FIFA, how is FIFA viewing this World Cup?
So far, it has been great World Cup. I mean, fantastic games, incredible excitement. The public has been crazy about football, peaceful, joyful, real party, a real celebration. And the football on the pitch, I mean, incredible.
Incredible. He's talking about football on the pitch. We saw a massive upset. The defending champions, France, yesterday losing to Tunisia. Talk to us about African teams. Have they surprised you? Have they impressed you? What's your opinion about the African teams at this World Cup, rather?
I'm very impressed about the African teams. I have to say the quality of play has been very, very good. I mean, Senegal qualified for the next round. Tunisia beat the world champion and was very close to qualifying. We have a couple of more teams to play and to perform: Ghana, Cameroon, of course, and all of them have chances to go to the next round. I mean, if you compare it with 4 years ago in Russia, where none of the African teams made it to the knockout phase, I think this shows the quality and the improvement of African football. You just missed Nigeria.
He did have to stick that one in. Okay, lastly, for you, what should we expect in the closing ceremony? We know the high points of the World Cup is usually the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. The opening ceremony was everything you would wish for. What should the fans be expecting in the closing ceremony? And do you think we'll have a new winner for the first time in a long time?
Well, let's see. Football is the best sport in the world just because it is unpredictable. So, football unites the world. So everything that happens in this World Cup, around the ceremonies, but also around the games, around the fans, around the public, is about uniting the world, bringing the world together after COVID, after a lot of tensions around the world. For the first time, again, we come back together. And this sense of unity in the world through football is something that has to accompany us throughout the World Cup.
All right, Gianni, we'll see. I know your hands are full. I just had to drag you in, but thank you very much. We'll still get to catch up in the course of the tournament. Have a lovely tournament.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Okay. All the best to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you heard from Gianni Infantino, FIFA president, speaking about the World Cup, what to expect. He's quite excited about it. I know he's been under pressure. And let's actually bring in one man. He's a birthday boy. He actually is celebrating his birthday. He made this particular interview possible. FIFA Council member Amaju Pinnick. We want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Arise News. First of all, happy birthday. You're here celebrating the 52nd birthday, and the FIFA Council members are heavily represented here today. First of all, how do you feel being honored by your peers to come and celebrate your 52nd birthday?
We thank God Almighty for today, and FIFA is a family, and we've exhibited at all time. At all times. Just 2 days ago, Mrs. Infantino called my wife and said, "Let's put something small together for your husband," and the General Secretary to Fatma Samora. So it was last night that my wife told me that, this is the venue and all the stuff. But I'm very happy the turnout. Victoria Montigliani, the president of CONCACAF, is here. We're very close. Razvan from Romania is a FIFA Council member and also a member of UEFA Executive Committee. And the vice president of CAF, Patricia, was called. Is in a board meeting. I'm sure he's still going to come. So we are like a family in FIFA, a very close-knit family. And we are very excited about what is going on in Qatar, And I think this is quite historic because it will never happen in our lifetime again, where you can watch 4 matches in one day. As at last count, I've watched 32 matches. 32 matches. Of course, we have our preferences, we have our privileges as council members, we have our route to the stadium and all this stuff, but it's unprecedented. The quality of everything you see in Qatar, you know, I think a lot of countries should borrow a leaf from this God-sent country to salvage football at this stage, or to stage this very important tournament. You need to see the facilities. You need to see, you'll be thinking everything is taking place within a 50 kilometers radius. So if we finish a game in La Salle, we are moving to 974 Stadium, or we're going to Education City Stadium, 30 minutes, max 35 minutes. So I think it's unprecedented. And we should be thankful to the Qataris government, and the whole world should join us in appreciating what they have done. It's like magical. It's not just the stadium, the hotels, and other facilities. Look, we're in a very strong recreation area right now. Later I'm going to be doing jet ski, you know, and they provided everything, you know, and they just want the world to be happy at this critical time. So we're all very, very happy, but one thing that goes into my mind and out of my mind every day is that Nigeria is not here. Trust me, this would have been our World Cup.
This would have been our World Cup, because I must say that the African teams have wowed the entire world. We were slow burners, but we've actually risen to the occasion. Of course, top of the pile right now, every single match day seems to be bringing quite a lot of historic moments for African football. Yesterday, Tunisia defeated France, although some would say that 9 changes were made, but regardless of it, it's on record Tunisia has defeated France at a World Cup game. Because I have spoken to some African teams and their representatives, they say that you and the president, Patrick Motsepe, have been going around admonishing African teams, speaking to them, trying to ensure that things are actually well so that they can go onto the pitch and make things happen. This is the first time that we are here, we are going this far in the World Cup, and we are not hearing things about people being owed wages and the rest of them. Talk to us about the back things that you and your team are doing here from the CAF angle to ensure that African teams can go out there on the pitch, focus on football, and do well for us.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we cannot say, but trust me, the president, Patrice Motsepe, he has dedicated his time. You know, he's one of the busiest human beings in this world, but he has dedicated his time A to Z in this tournament. And we go around, all the teams, we've been able to rekindle hope, even when hope seemed lost in some of the games. We were able to rekindle, we were able to make them understand that they are not just playing for yourself, they are playing for the continent. You know, we can't just be exiting the tournament after the first round. We don't want to look like those teams. Africa is gifted. You know, there's a skit going around where you see every team in this country, in this tournament, as an African. You know, so we can also come together and win this tournament. So we talked to them and a lot of other things. And today we are happy. Like I just told Senegal now that, listen, it's not a matter of saying that there's no Sadio, you know. We're not happy that he didn't make it. You know, to us, the best player in Africa and one of the best players in the world. But look beyond him. I say in 1998, France looked beyond Ginola and Eric Cantona when Émile Jacquet, the coach then, and said, no, they were very stubborn, he didn't want them. And they ended up winning the World Cup. Use that same focus. You know, we told the Senegalese team, we also told the Moroccan team. Morocco team has been amazing. And when you talk about Morocco, you talk about a country that invests in infrastructure, sports infrastructure. So when you see things paying off, it's not a fluke. Trust me. Everything is well organized, well orchestrated in that country. We pray that someday Nigeria will also look at that, you know, look at how we can partner with the Federation. Good news, we have, you know, a forward-thinking president, Ibrahim Gusso, somebody that wants to listen, somebody that wants to learn, somebody that has immense knowledge in the game. If they partner with the government, we believe you're able to develop and resuscitate some of our infrastructure because the talents are there, they are raw. There's no day that passes, trust me, that I don't regret Nigeria not being in this tournament because, trust me, this would have been our tournament. Osimhen would have been like what Maradona was in 1986 in that World Cup. And I can go on and on and on, but when you take solace in the biblical injunction that says that everything worketh together for good, you know, Romans 8:28, but what can we do? You know, we can only pray, wish, and walk towards the next World Cup. Like I told them, I said, those African teams, we want an African team to win it. But if people don't, Nigeria will be the first to win it, maybe in the next World Cup. Because we work together as a team, bear our differences. Like I keep saying to them, there are some things that we did that were good in our own administration. Take them. There are some things that you believe were not good. Dump them. Improve on your vision. Improve on what we have done. And when you need us, let us know. Because we're all Nigerians. We don't have any other country. When they are playing on the field, I think Nigeria. And again, I will apologize to Nigerians. And I take responsibility as the president then of the Federation. But I believe we've gone beyond that now. Let us enjoy the World Cup. Qatar has given us a wonderful spectacle to behold. And I believe we should enjoy it. I'm here and I'm a proud Nigerian. I'm happy to be here and I will always be happy and represent the country with dignity at every time.
All right, I don't need you to put on a melancholic look. I know how you feel about Nigeria because today is your birthday. I want you to, sorry for dragging you out of your birthday. Please go back to your celebration and good job for what you do, you and the team, the FIFA Council members. This has been a World Cup to remember. Yeah. Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations. Thank you. All right. Over to you in the studio there, Rufai, Ayo, Dr. Abachi. You've heard from the FIFA president, you've heard from FIFA council member.
Amaju, Pinnick. Real quickly, Aaron, I want to talk about Pele's health. What are the concerns? I'd love you to ask Amaju about that. You know, because what is coming out of the hospital is dire. Is FIFA making any preparation in the case of eventuality owing to the role Pele has played in football? When you talk about the World Cup, you talk about Pele. If you can pull Amaju back to talk a little bit about that, I'll have been happy because that's an issue now coming out on the front burner.
Okay. I'm seeing if we could probably just pull in Fatma Samora, the FIFA Secretary General, to just say what. Fatma, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. But we've spoken about a lot of things. Just one question that the viewers in Nigeria are asking. Are you concerned about Pele?
Well, yes, and I've been concerned about Pele for quite some time. And to tell you the truth, I've been in contact very regularly with his wife, Marcia. And yesterday when I heard about the news, of course, I called her. And she said, look, the situation is stable. He was just admitted in intensive care, but all the parameters are good and the vital diagnostic is not engaged. So we are hopeful that he will recover. He's a big man, he's an icon of football, and definitely we want him to live for the next 50 years at least.
Thank you very much, Fatma.
Thank you. All right. And this is an opportunity also for me to wish a happy birthday and many happy returns for the day for the birthday boy. And FIFA Exco member, Mr. Amaju Melvin Pinnick. Happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you very much, man. That's Fatma Sariba, FIFA Secretary General, that has actually spoken. Okay, if we still have time, let's bring in someone from the CONMEBOL that's from CONCACAF, I beg your pardon, to just try to wrap up this discussion for us today. We've been speaking about football. Talk to me about football from your region, and it's been hit and miss if you'd ask me.
Yeah.
How would you rate the performance of the CONCACAF nations at this FIFA World Cup?
Well, first you have the debutants, Canada. I think they've shown some brilliant football, actually. Maybe not on the results, but the first time Canada's been here in 36 years. Some very exciting players. Maybe they've played some of the best entertaining football.
Sure.
Just don't have the experience. U.S. is through. Mexico, I thought, was very unlucky not to be through.
But they had 4 games starting the tournament.
Yeah, they played average against Poland. Actually, I thought they outplayed Poland, even though they were lucky maybe with the penalty save. They played Argentina, and then last night they dominated Saudi Arabia. But, it's a results business, and they didn't get the results. So we'll see what Costa Rica does tonight against Germany. But, we're also building to 2026, and both the U.S. and Canada are 2 of the youngest squads in the tournament, and the project was always about 26. And Mexico is unfortunate, but I think, in terms of the football, as you can see with the leagues in our region, where some of the top now, it's the MLS and Liga MX are some of the top leagues where that are buying a lot of foreign players. So you can see the growth of the game in our region, and I think it'll just grow till 2026.
We're almost out of time. I'm just permitting me to just chip this one in. How massive would it be for the MLS? Because the rumors arrive. Lionel Messi might be hitting Inter Miami as early as the summer. Just talk to me. How game-changing will that be?
Yeah, listen, when you get that kind of a player come into your league, I think it's great for the game. And obviously, I know that he personally likes Miami. And so it would be great to have a world-class player. But, I think also the league has learned that you need to get the right type of player with the right attitude, not just a superstar. But I think Messi has shown through his career he's got a great attitude. So I think it would be a welcome addition to the league.
I want to say thank you very much. We wish Costa Rica all the best. They've blown hot and cold, and we're hoping.
They have. Yes, they have blown very cold and very hot. So let's see what we get tonight. Absolutely.
All right, wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, over to you guys. We've actually spoken to some of the biggest weeks in football this morning on the Morning Show.
I wanted to comment first on Pele. And it's good that the lady pointed out that she spoke to the wife, and the wife said he's in a stable condition. The daughter, Kelly Nascimento, was also reported in the media this morning saying that, look, she's worried about the concern about her father, that there is no emergency and that there is no new dire prediction. That's Kelly Nascimento. And what she said is that, look, what he has is just general swelling. But there have been concerns about chemotherapy and all of that. But, Pele is 82. But I guess the concern about his state of health is understandable, considering the fact that he's a living legend. And there are many who wish that he could possibly live forever. Second, you mentioned Costa Rica. Costa Rica is playing against Germany today. But what is more important is that the referees will be an all-female cast. You will have Stephanie Frappart, as the referee, and she'll be supported by a female Mexican referee and also a Brazilian female referee, Nura Black. And then you have Miss Diaz from Mexico. Exciting World Cup where you have female referees on the field, including Rwanda's, Africa's Salima Mukasanga and Japan's Yamashita. Very interesting. And finally, your good friend, you mentioned Messi, your good friend Ronaldo. We hear that by January, he's going to be banished to the desert, that he has just agreed to a £175 million deal. So looks like both Messi and Ronaldo, we just want to follow the money as they retire, since, they may not be at the next World Cup. What do you think?
I must actually say that news has been circulating around here in Qatar, talking about, Cristiano Ronaldo, first of all. That would be the biggest payday ever in the history of football. £175 million per year. It's going to last for 2 years, according to what we hear. Al-Nassr are keen to make that happen and bring in Cristiano Ronaldo. Just wrapping my mind around it is just mind-blowing, I must say. I must put it into context. If Ronaldo is to stay in Europe, from the reports out there, he would need to take a pay cut of £500,000 a week. Do the math. Should he stay and take a pay cut of £500,000 a week? Or should he go to Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia and earn £175 million per annum? That's it.
Well, thank you very much, Aaron. I hope that the pepper souping and jollofing over Amaju Pinnick's birthday will also be reenacted when he gets back to Nigeria. Tell him that everybody there has implications.
Yes, okay.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
He will get his message.